Welcome back to the Caveman Paradigm. I haven't done Ren in a while, and my wife was telling me about this one that's going along a topic that I talk about all the time: seven deadly sins, right? It's called Seven Sins. I'm assuming we're going deadly sins on this thing. All right, let's get it. Oh man, I just love the sound. This guy can put you in a mood. Ooh.
I lay broken on the kitchen floor. I clawed at the laminate. Pain wandered my body, an uninvited guest. Bones of a home where the devil could rest. I cursed the gods, cursed my messiah, cursed my maker. I cursed all of creation. There I lay, feeble and thin. Sick boy, 7 months. Have you ever felt pain? Stomach wrenching, unrelenting. Tell me, have you ever felt pain?
No.
Condescending, muscles clenching. Tell me, have you ever felt pain? A rose emerges from the pavement cracks. They'll write my eulogy with broken glass. Eternal parallax.
Pain.
Pain the author, I accept this. Pain the teacher, bruised apprentice. Pain resisting, pain will come. Pain the mother, I'm the son. Pain that splits you, and too many hits you. The dark and the light will converge to one. Pain that twists you, the heavens dismiss you. The Father, the Ghost, and the Holy Son. Body bagging me. Zip it up quick, get their things on B. I search for peace in the belly of a beast. Sick boy, on a matapia. Running up a fever, following a leader. Wanna be me, huh? Grass isn't greener. Bright light seizure, dynamite dealer. Dine at the table of the coroner, E-top for 13 years and I've been feeling so stuck. Lucky number 13, just my luck. Empires tumble, rubble and dust. The universe shrinks and the
There's just too much going on in these songs. I swear, a reaction should last a year to really grab everything that's in this song, unless you're literally going to read the lyrics and study that thing first. I know he has a history with having health issues with Lyme disease, I think, going undiagnosed forever, and having to go through a life of a lot of unknowing and tests, and sometimes unknowing whatever it is that's ailing you can be the worst. You know, it's like there's no resolve, there's no end in sight. It's kind of like if you've ever been in jail for a night, it's that unknowing. You know, when am I going to get out of here? Am I going to get out of here? How long is this going to take? That can make you crazy. So I can imagine when it's affecting your health and it seems never ending, it feels gnarly. I should say I was in the hospital recently. I was on fentanyl and whatever kind of heavy drugs they put you on in there when they're trying to keep the tubes down your throat and all the IVs in, which I was ripping everything off, even with my hands chained at the bed. Because I was dealing with satanic forces in my room. They were pumping smoke out of the smoke detectors. The smoke was swirling. There were beads falling out of the AC vent that were coming, like they looked like DNA strands. Like, have you ever seen bats fly and like the DNA strand kind of thing? All this shit was happening in my room. One of the, I think it was a fire alarm or a smoke detector on the roof, had the eyes like this guy. And out of that thing was where the colored smoke was coming. It'd be pink, and then come blue, and then it'd come purple, and then it'd come green. And, you know, all along I'm asking Mrs. Realist, do you see that? Do you see that smoke? I think they're poisoning me in here, right? So I can fully relate from having a week or two hospital stay to the darkness that goes on in your mind, you know, being in a meat locker where you're getting sent down a conveyor belt and there's like a circular saw, like a saber saw blade going across your back, and just being like, at a certain point, I was tired of being afraid and was just like, fuck it, I'm just going to do this, you know. And I mean, pain when it's not real pain, because it's like dream pain, it's not too bad a pain. But either way, you don't want to be there. You don't want to be there. And I think this is the time in life, with the news the way it is and everything we're seeing in the world today. There's a time to pull away from social media. It's now. There's a time to decouple yourself from this reality, to break free and kind of pull yourself off to the edge. Like, we were just kayaking a couple days ago with my kids, showing them that here's the white water going down, and they're, like, if we think about it as fish, the water's moving super fast there, and there's a team of fish, and there's a broad way that leads to destruction as spoken in the Bible. And the narrow path, there's few that find it, and you could see the fish, some out on the side, where the water's more calm and more still, where life is a little different. You're not in the fray of it. And I just feel like there's a lot of zombie people out there that are just taken by the tides. And I think it's going to lead to destruction. I think if you're there and you're hearing me right now, with those who have ears to hear, it's time to decouple yourself a little bit. So let's finish this song.
Planets come past, in God we trust. God tied a noose to his neck and he walked to the edge and he jumped. Angels wept, I bear witness, watching the whole thing unfold from my bed. A bed where I never deep rest, a bed where I'm always depressed. A bed with the human oppressed, a bed for a tomb where I slept. A bed in the room that's a wound with this mess. Sick boy bitten by a tick boy, tell me how it feels to be buried while you breathe. Stones and sticks boy, pain is a gift boy, hard to make it.
Tell me how it feels to be buried while you breathe. To spend your life, at least the way he puts it, I don't know how much hospital time he really had, but he writes and makes me feel like it was all the time, I do like the way he incorporates the sick boy into his songs. I'm not sick of that, Ren. You can do that in all your songs so far. I like it. I like how they're interconnected in a way, because that's the way our lives are, all interconnected in a way. We can relate to things. So keep it coming.
Stand when you crawl on your knees and I kneel. I kneel at the altar of my own disease and I beg the sky for mercy. Mercy never came, life did me dirty. 33 and hurting, cursing. Jesus died at 33 and still my sins are lurking. Gears are turning, future stays uncertain. Surgeon incision, murder ambition. Fear of the unknown preserves a religion. Denounced the gods when my body went missing. Back then, the pain spray ricochet like a Mac 10. Hot lead hit the bed that was trapped in. Red wings, seraphim out of God's grace. Cried tears from heaven like Clapton. Stick pins in the voodoo Hendrix. Thick skin, stay humble Kendrick. Stay skeptic, check the biometrics. Bloodstained crime scene forensic. Lights on, lights out.
Damn.
Fade into the background. So down. Running from the silhouette of self-doubt. By now. Really should have figured this shit out. Lights on, lights out. Smackdown. Let it be. Quote John Lennon. Click-clack, John got shot for attention. What does that tell you about the good of intentions? Bitterness formed in a storm of aggression. Prophets get dropped, imagining heaven. Martin Luther, Mahatma, or Dada. 6-6 followed by 6 and 7. Build them, praise them, bury them, dead. I was born to be half a man with half a chance. My heart isn't half righteous. Half is down and half a gram. Half those troubles.
He was born to be half a man with half a chance. He feels like half, and look at how much he's done with it. What's your excuse? What's my excuse? I feel like I'm working on all ends, trying, right? But you know what? Either way, to have that feeling about yourself and to reach the levels that you're reaching today, you are blessed. God's blessed you in so many ways now. You're being taken care of, and I think that's the start of that new day, the day to where healing miraculously happens in your body and you're better. Miracles do happen. They happen to the people who believe they can happen. And if you don't believe, you'll never experience that. So the caveman just wants to show you. Believe it's possible, right? This whole fractal reality that we're dealing with, none of it's real. I think there's a lot of people realizing this is a dream. We just happen to be really tuned into this version. But we're the programmer. That's what I know. I know if I can overcome the stupid monkey brain in here and I can stay focused on positivity and light, like it says in the Bible, You're not going to get dogma out of me because I don't believe any of that. I think there's lots of paths, and get on the right track. Let's hear this.
And thoughts stay darker than Uruk-hai master plan. Sharper than glass shards, splinter and cinnamon. Irony could kill a man. He makes money when the music lands. Expand, pay me my cheese, rain down parmesan. Followed by seven whole sins for a self-made Armageddon. Sin 1, pride. Pride makes a man kill a man for his ego to survive. Sin 2, lust. Lust makes the grass look greener. Crucifies trust. Sin 3, gluttony. Humans consume and consume. Planet Earth gets a frontal lobotomy. 4, sloth. Rinse and repeat. Reruns, repeat. Time lost. Sin 5, envy. That's when one man's win is another man's frenzy. Sin 6, wrath, rage, vengeance, killers, psychopath. Sin 7, greed. Greed plants a seed that will destroy us all if we succumb to greed. If we take what we need and take more than we need, then our oceans will bleed. Still we feed and we feed and we sleep and repeat. Then we exile the shepherds and follow the sheep. We inherit the meat. We inherit this world that we bruise and we beat. We inherit this vanity, circles of creeds. Inherit the liars, the murderous thieves. One sin for every one day of the week.
Damn. The last part of that song talking about those 7 deadly sins. That one, I want to ask a question. Which sin affects you the most? Which sin do you struggle with the most? Does anybody have the balls to tell me in the comments? And I sort of think, or how about this? Which sin might be the worst? Do you have an opinion of that? I was thinking over the last year and a half that sloth was a bad one. That sloth would kind of lead you to all the other sins. And I have this feeling that I struggle with pornography. I'm just going to say it. And it's a struggle. But inside me, there's the will to not look at that ever. Whether it's going back to my young days as a kid, the Sears catalog in the bra section, I feel remorse every time. It's something that to me is wrong. Okay. And I've talked to other people, some very close to me. They don't feel it's wrong at all. And maybe they're right for them, but for me, I know it's wrong. I feel it. I feel the remorse. And that's how I feel like I'm safe and I'm in a good place with God, because I keep trying to make it right. I keep trying to keep the ship straight. But I do think if I was to resist that temptation, it would flee. And as it fleed, so would the propensity to want to eat too much, to overeat, to go off the diet, the healthy diet, and go into the sweets and maybe alcohol or whatever. I feel like all of those other temptations would be less if I was to deal with that one that affected me the most. And I'm sure that's all interconnected. But I don't know, man. I have it heavy on my heart that we get, and I think that all of us fans of Ren should really, let's say a prayer for him. Dear God, I just ask right now, Father, someone wants to say mother, say it. It's all good. But I just ask God that you would be over his life and around his body, that there would be angles of light or angels of light, however you like to see it, on him, creating the feeling of health, the feeling of a renewedness in his body, that he can no longer deal with any kind of things that makes him want to say, sick boy. I just ask this in your way, in your name, whatever name somebody wants to say. Amen. All right, man.